in breach of its non-proliferation obligations. We cannot be lenient when Iran accelerates its nuclear program. Today, ministers also discussed concrete actions the EU is taking in this crisis. We have activated the civil protection mechanisms, and we are assisting member states to evacuate their citizens that wish to leave. In parallel, we stand ready to deploy civil protection experts, and our naval operation Aspides continues to protect merchant ships from Houthi attacks while providing valuable situational awareness. Ministers also discussed the impact of the crisis on global energy markets. The war has heightened risks, and as President von der Leyen said, the EU stands ready to coordinate with partners to protect market stability. And finally, ministers were clear that we will not let our focus on Gaza slip. We again call for immediate full aid access, ceasefire, and the release of hostages. And of course, we will discuss this matter deeply in the Foreign Affairs Council that is taking place on Monday. Lastly, Russian forces yesterday carried out one of the most devastating airstrikes on Kiev in the war so far, with 14 casualties and many still missing. Russia remains unrelenting in its attacks, targeting civilians and prolonging its war. This is yet another sign Russia is just not interested in peace, so we must keep up the pressure. Thank you. I'm ready for your questions.
Thank you. Thank you very much, High Representative. We will start with Andrew Reuters.
Thank you, High Representative. Andrew Gray from Reuters. Can you say whether the ministers today agreed or discussed anything that would materially influence the calculus of either side in this conflict? If so, what can or will the EU do to do that? And if not, what is the purpose of meetings like this?
Yes. I mean, for me, it's also important that when we have the meetings, there are clear outcomes. And today, the clear outcome was the coordination that we do for our own citizens to evacuate them from there. We have member states that have, planes evacuating. We have member states who don't have planes, and we coordinate the efforts so that our citizens are safe. That is one thing. The other discussion, of course, is what can we do to really help the de-escalation? And there it was clear that now, as the Iran and US talks have run into some kind of a standstill, then actually European Union and Europe as such has a role to play. Yesterday we had a call with the E3 ministers, myself and also the Iranian minister, and to see what more can we do to really sit down and de-escalate. As all of us agree, it's a diplomatic solution that is the only one also for the Iran nuclear program. Thank you.
Thank you, Vitaly Sizov. UATV, you mentioned attack on Kiev. At this background, what do you think about idea to engage with Russia to mediate this conflict? And is it idea of decrease the price cap on oil actual, because the situation is influence the market of oil and the price is higher than it was before? Thank you.
Thank you. Clearly, Russia is not anybody, or Mr. Putin or President Putin is not somebody who can talk about peace. Well, we see actions like this, and he's not a mediator that can really be considered. And we have to keep in mind that Iran has helped Russia to do these attacks also against Ukraine. And their cooperation is working in this regard. So no, Russia cannot be mediator if they don't really believe in peace. And then on the oil price gap, actually, I think that we should move forward with the oil price gap, especially because of the tensions also in the Middle East. The whole idea of the oil price gap is actually to lower the prices. I think we shouldn't end up in a situation where the situation in the Middle East will increase the oil prices and actually also make Russia to earn more, because that means that they are able to fund their war machine again in a bigger scale. So we definitely need to move on with the oil price gap. Thank you.
Thank you. Noureddin?
Madam High Representative, in 2015, European Union led a successful multilateral efforts and get the nuclear deal, which was, according to the IAEA, 14 reports. This program was under control, under verification, and there is no problem until Mr. Trump went out of the agreement. Today, these days, they were negotiating until the 5th round, and both Mr. Trump and Mr. Netanyahu launched the war against Iran. My question, in this very difficult context, can the European Union play a new diplomatic role to diffuse the tension between Israel and Iran? This one first, and find, of course, a diplomatic solution to the nuclear deal. The second point is that should the European Union now renew its regional approach, because what's happening in Iran is diverting the views and the opinions and the eyes from what's going on in the Gaza since 20 months. And this is Mr. Netanyahu is becoming, changing from his status from one who is accused by the ICC to a hero in Israel. So again, in one word, my question, should the European Union develop a holistic approach, a new approach, which should deal with both the nuclear and the problem of the Middle East peace process? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, the European Union can play and will play its part in reaching a diplomatic solution. We are in contact also with the Iran as well as the Israelis to really de-escalate the situation, because the stability of the region is everybody's interest. That's why we are also in contact with the regional partners. They are very worried about the spillover effect and the tensions rising in the region, and we are willing to work with them. I want to stress again, like many ministers said today, we will not lose sight of what is happening in Gaza, and we will discuss that in more depth also on Monday, to really let the humanitarian aid in, to help the people on the ground, and to come to the ceasefire, release the hostages, but also stop the suffering of the people. So EU will play its part, and I think considering the developments, European Union actually has a bigger role now that Iran and US talks have been hindered. Thank you.
Stefan.
Yes, Stefan Israel, Europe Table. Isn't the EU sending in a way mixed signals or showing also its division when we have on the one hand the Commission President insisting on Israel's right to self-defense, looking at Iran, and then secondly, was the association agreement revision a topic today, and can you tell us where you are with this revision? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Of course, we are 27 different member states, and we sometimes have different views. But also today we had clear agreement that we support the diplomatic efforts to get to the point where Iran can't have a nuclear bomb, and these bringing down the tensions is important. When it comes to the association agreement, the Article 2 review, then it's ongoing, and this will be discussed on Monday, so we didn't discuss it today. Thank you.
Jorge.
Hello, Jorge Liboreiro with Euronews. High Representative, I want to ask you about two things that Donald Trump said in the recent hours. First, he said that he wants a real deal with Iran giving up entirely its nuclear program. Do you agree with this assessment that Iran should also give up its nuclear program for civilian purposes? And second, Donald Trump, he suggested that the U.S. could get involved in the conflict. Do you see America's potential involvement as a positive or negative step in the de-escalation? Thank you.
Thank you. Of course, United States will speak for itself when it comes to their steps. And we have had the discussions with Iran regarding the nuclear program. I think this is up to the negotiations, really. It is clear that everybody agrees that Iran can't have a nuclear bomb, and that is our end goal. But, of course, there is a difference with understanding whether it's also, nuclear totally out of the question also for peaceful or civil purposes, which Iran is not agreeing to right now. When it comes to United States getting involved, then it will definitely drag the region into a broader conflict, and this is in nobody's interest. And from my call with the Secretary of State Rubio, he emphasized that it's also not in their interest to be drawn into this conflict. Thank you.
Thank you. We will take a last question. Susanna over there.
Thank you. Susana Freixas, SIC Expresso, Portugal. A follow-up, if I may, because we saw the statement by G7 this morning, and it doesn't talk about diplomatic solution. So what I understand from what you said is that the European perspective is a diplomatic solution. In this case, are you getting some distance from what was said in the G7? And we don't see Israel or Iran, for what it matters, to be willing to stop this conflict or to this war. So exactly what do you expect in the next days? And if you think that what Israel did, this first attack, was justified. And still, if I may, a follow-up question regarding Monday. Should we expect concrete measures from your side, concrete proposals, in order to make to put pressure on Israel in order to allow the humanitarian aid to enter into Gaza? Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have the G7 statement here with me, but I don't remember that it was so much different. I mean, the European perspective is to have a diplomatic solution for the nuclear program of Iran. The initial JCPOA, like it was mentioned in 2015, addressed exactly that. And of course, it was regrettable that the US withdraw from this agreement at one point. Still, I mean, we try to achieve this diplomatic, peaceful solution. Then on next days, what to expect. Of course, we have called on both parties to exercise restraint and de-escalate. Of course, one is saying that if the other one stops, they will stop as well. But it is clear that we have these channels open, and we are constantly pushing for really to stop this war, because the risks for escalation and the risks of spillover effect are too great. Also, the risks of miscalculation, which is making this conflict even bigger. And Article 2 review. I was tasked to do the Article 2 review and come up with the Article 2 review for the next Foreign Affairs Council. So, of course, member states will then express also what they want to do with this. The review is not ready yet, so it is being drafted, but the real goal for the FAC is to have this review done like the member states asked. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This brings our conference to an end. We will be back next Monday after the Foreign Affairs Council. Have a great afternoon.